What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking.
What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking, where I'm always bringing you inspired guests to take it to the next level and much more. It's host Chris Holmes. I have my special guest by the name of
Danielle Allise.
Awesome.
Yes.
So tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a paraplegic. My spinal cord injury level is S1, S2, S3 complete, which means my chances of walking are slim to none. Being a dancer, this was very devastating. And after leaving the hospital and facing life and the daily challenges, I quickly became depressed. One day I realized that, hey, why am I sitting here depressed? I saw a post on social media that was like, I used to wake up feeling depressed every morning, and so I realized I didn't want to wake up that way anymore. So that's when I had decided that I will not allow my disability to define me, and I'm not going to give up on walking.
So you just were like, okay, it's time to make that transition. It's like, okay, I'm always in the run, but I don't want to do anything. You're like, you know what? Nah, this ain't what life is all about. Time to get up and start on the move. And I'm glad you did that, because a lot of people like get into that, that kind of dark place, especially after something traumatic happens. But the fact that it's time to make a change, that just sets it to a whole nother level.
Right.
So with that, like, what happens from there? So like after you started like make that decision in your mind, what's some of the further moves that you went from there?
The first thing that popped up in my head was I need to put positive thoughts in my head. So I actually went to a bookstore and I bought this book called 101 Reasons Why Successful People Stay Successful.
Oh, that's not. I gotta read that book myself.
Yes.
So you put me on game.
Yes. And so I've been reading stuff like that. I also read things about self-confidence and self-love and positive thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I also bought a book that's supposed to be calming to your nerves. So, yes.
You were like calming to my nerves.
Yes.
But I'm glad you put on that too, because like a lot of times it all begins with the mind. And so like if you were in this dark spot in your mind, your whole perspective, how you view life, is just completely just dark. But when you change your perspective, think more positive, you're like, okay, I can do this. I may have these things going on, but I can actually make a positive outcome out of it. I mean, your outcomes and the things that you can obtain just go towards a whole nother level.
Right.
Yeah. So from not only from that, okay, what is 3 things that you learned from that book? Because I'm gonna have to look this up on YouTube or some Google or something.
So, one of the first things I learned from that book is that there are different things that stops you from being successful.
And what is that?
People who are perfectionists.
Ooh.
Which is me.
Ooh.
So people who are perfectionists, they don't want to put something out there if it's not how they want it to be.
I talked about this a couple times in my past videos.
Right.
And you never put nothing out there like you just said. It's like, oh, I want to be perfect, but no one's actually perfect.
Right.
Everybody has the flaws.
Right. And so it was saying that at the end of each chapter, there's like a reflection.
Okay.
So you're supposed to go back and say, hey, what is stopping me? Like, why am I being a perfectionist? And what can I do to turn it around? Another thing that they say stops you from being successful is you comparing yourself. If you want to start a YouTube channel and you're comparing yourself to people up there, and you're comparing yourself to people out there, you're going to be like, dang, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to do it. But remember, once they were in your shoes, and because they are your role models, you can look at what they do and add your pizzazz to it to make it better. Yes. So.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of times what happens too as well. It's like, oh, but I'm not this. Like, just be yourself. I feel like a lot of times people just got to be the best version of themselves.
Right.
And once you do that, that's when all the opportunities open. Instead of just trying to be someone that you're not, I mean, it's not going to fit. That's like me trying to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be like Mike Tyson. I'm nowhere near that kind of shape right now. And I probably couldn't take a punch from him to save my life.
Right.
So what's the third one, though?
So the third one is, let me think. Another thing that I've learned from this book is...
Just pondering on it.
Yeah, I might have to ponder on it for a split second. So whenever you want something to jump right out there, in life you have to take risks. Everything you do in life has a positive and a negative effect. Hopefully the positives outweigh the negatives. So pretty much, if you are trying to invest in a small business or something, you start off by putting stocks and all this other stuff. If you have to sacrifice money, time, and energy, do what you have to do. When you work for something, do it for a whole year and write down your progress in the year. And if you are elevating, then you should continue. But if after a year, if you're not elevating, let it go. But you have to give it a year.
And then just do something else.
Right.
She's already speaking in business terms already. We didn't know. But that is important too, because like a lot of times you got to track your progress, because it's just like in a sports game, like who made the most points, who made steals and all that other stuff. Like you wouldn't know your results or where you're at if you don't document where you're going. So you hit on some valid points. See, didn't you? See, she got it. She was nervous. So like with that said, like what's some things you got coming up? Like any goals? You know, like you got all this energy and stuff going on.
I do have goals. Right now I am in a beauty pageant. That is next week actually. I'm very excited and nervous. I also am going to start my YouTube channel about my life.
Okay.
Along with me going on my healthy hair journey.
Yeah, I see how she did that with them.
Yes. Not only that, I'm starting school in August.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
So she's an educated sister too. She's not gonna be on yeah. Stay in your toes.
Not educated yet, but I'm getting there.
Oh, educated. Hey, mindset.
Right.
So you are educated. You just
I am
elevated.
You're right. I'm speaking into existence.
There we go. So with that said, like any challenges you face? Because like with all the great stories we see, like the Michael Jordans, Oprah, they always have their challenges and adversity they have to overcome. So what are some of the challenges you had to overcome to inspire people to take you?
The first challenge I had to face was reloving myself.
That's deep.
Yes. Being in a chair, I became instantly insecure. I've lost all muscle mass in my legs. I went from 115 pounds to 84 pounds. Yes, so I went from a size 7 to a size 0 in pants, which every girl wants to have that perfect body, and you compare yourself to the next person because of the world that we live in. On social media, I see all these beautiful women, and at first it was devastating to me, but I looked at it like this: no matter what, I'm still Danielle at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna have to love myself for who I am. And so that's when I started doing photo shoots and, you know, dolling myself up, putting energy
She knows
into
she
myself.
want to do this again.
Yes. Another challenge that I faced was accepting what has happened to me. I'm not saying that this is going to be it, but accepting the fact that this has happened and now it's time for me to move on. I can't change the past at all, but I can do something today that is going to affect my future. Yeah.
See, we're clicking. About to bring it back on again.
Right. And the third thing that I was struggling with was making excuses for myself.
That's another big thing. She just going all in. I ain't have to say nothing. I'm just gonna let you have it.
Really. Being in a wheelchair, I used to literally sleep in the bed all day, and I would be like, my body hurts. I don't want to get up. My little brother would come home at 2 o'clock or after football practice. Sissy, you about to get out of bed? Nah, my body hurt. No, I was literally going nowhere, and I'm an older sibling, and my little brother saw that, and I hope that I didn't plant that seed within him. But now I'm trying to do better, and I'm trying to be a better role model for my siblings.
Yes. Awesome. Well said. Like I said, I just want to let her have this. So, I'm trying to see where we're going to go to a quick little break, because I have some more questions I want to ask.
All right.
Because she got the momentum rolling, I'm just going to let her have the mic. So we're going to take this quick little break and be right back. Welcome back from the break. As we continue next level thinking and the momentum that we had from the last time. But my first question to you is, define your version of beauty.
So my version of beauty is when you imagine your world around you is on fire. You have two choices. Either you're gonna sit there and watch everything burn down in flames, or you're gonna get up and try to put the fire out. Pick yourself up from the ashes that are on the ground, rebuild yourself and your circumstances. Your beauty comes from your struggle. And that's my version of beauty.
All right, she's gonna be Miss America. Go ahead and hand her the trophy. Look, she already had the wave going on and things like that. So, like, with that, I'm gonna follow up with that. Like, what do you think is some of the insecurities ladies at times have when it finds understanding their true beauty? So, like, what are some of the things they have to tell themselves more often to overcome that? Because, like, in the past we talked about comparing and things like that. So, what's your message on that?
Well, my message on that is anybody can love anyone. It's not about how you look that helps it, but it's honestly about a mental connection, a spiritual connection, what level of thinking you guys are on. I really feel that to overcome insecurities about your beauty, you should really doll yourself up, put effort and energy into yourself, take better care of yourself. When you do those things, you're showing yourself self-love. God put you on this earth for a reason, because he loved you and you have a purpose.
All right, she's over here teaching now.
Yes.
But that's great. So, with that said, what are some things that you like to do? Let's know a little bit more about the personality. The fun things, who is this person?
Well, I am goofy.
Well, I'm glad she's
just gonna put it out there. I turn everything into a joke, which is not a good thing at all, but I do. That's probably what has gotten me out of my situation. I tend to joke around with my situation, which most people might find that insensitive, but for me, it keeps me from staying depressed. So people be like, hey, you wanna walk to da 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 da, and I'm like, you mean roll? I joke around like that. I like to dance, even in my wheelchair. My cousin and I are working on something right now. Hopefully it'll be up and running pretty soon. We're having some technical difficulties because she's a model and she's getting her life together, and I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. And I've been busy with this pageant. Another thing about me is I love to eat. I am an extrovert. I like to go out and explore the world. I've done iFly, which is where you're flying in the air and the wind's pushing you up. It's like skydiving,
but it's not like
but in a tunnel.
See, now she just challenged me because I was talking about doing that. Now I got something I have to do now.
Right.
Because I'm well, she did it. Well, I have we just said it, no more excuses.
No more excuses.
Not just gonna hold me accountable to that.
Right. Hopefully next year I'll actually be capable of skydiving. I want to get into rock climbing. I want to do the bike riding for people in wheelchairs. I want to explore and elevate myself and do fun things and be able to travel.
No limits on life.
No limits.
Man.
I decided in the hospital, even though I went through my little depression phase, in the hospital I was like, I'm not taking no for an answer.
Oh man, she's determined to.
I'm not. I'm sick and tired of people telling me no. I'm not
we gonna make
it.
this happen.
I'm making it happen.
You know what? So you're not gonna. I'm making myself happen.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what it takes a lot of times, is taking that action just to move forward. I mean, you'd be surprised, of all the things, you have 24 hours, but the things in the middle where you're like, well, I don't know if I can do this. Do I have the time? I don't have the right camera gear. I have the funds. What my friend will think? I'm not strong. And it just piles on and on. And it's just okay, when are you going to get to the point where you just do it? It's just do it. You'll get so much further than a person that's pondering, wondering, this is not perfect. And you're like, well, while you're over there at the starting line, I'm way over here. How did you get over there? By taking action.
Right. Exactly.
So, like, with that, like, name one person you look up to. Ooh.
That is a good question.
Caught off guard.
Caught me off guard that I almost said myself. No, that sounds so arrogant. That is a really good question that I have to think about. I mean, I've always said my mother. She's always been strong and she taught me everything that I know. But other than her, I don't think.
I think that's pretty much all you need a lot of times, like someone close from home. And the mother, I mean, you wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
None of us will be here without the mother. And the mother, like us, she'll make you everything. So definitely cuddles to that. So before we wrap this up, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Danielle_Allise_. And Allise is spelled Allise.
Oh, she made sure you won't spell this correctly.
Right. You can find me on YouTube at Danielle Simeon, and my last name is Simien.
Gotcha.
Don't add me on Snapchat.
How you going? So since you said that, you know, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna find it.
I'm gonna find it. Don't find it.
So with that, like, well, any last words before we really close everything up, or that's pretty much it?
Pretty much the last thing I want to get out there is when you see disability, I see endless possibilities. Just because I'm physically paralyzed doesn't mean I'm mentally paralyzed. And in order to change the world, you must start with yourself by first loving yourself, keeping a positive mindset, and third of all, the company you keep. That's my message.
End quote.
End quote.
Make sure you put your name and signature with all of that and much more. Oh, she even did the whole thing. So you don't use this in the pageant. So with that, we're going to wrap everything up. It's your host, Chris Soames, another episode of Next Level Thinking, where we inspire and motivate you to take it to the next level. And my special guest by
Danielle Simeon.
And we're out.
We're out. All right, let's get up out of here.